This is the most people we've had in a panel so far, so this is great.
That's pathetic. All right, wait a minute. Here. I have to prove to my wife I was here. Wait. From over here, it looks like more people. There you go. Everybody say hi, Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
There you go. Next.
Okay, so I guess a lot of people already have questions ready to go, so let's get right to the audience. We'll throw it out to you guys. We usually have somebody handling the mic, but you can just step up to the first mic here if you're in the front, and step to the back mic. Right here, just so we can hear you. Step over to the mic.
I don't think you need the mics.
No, you're that close. I'm thinking for everybody else, not
What do you want, for Christ's sake?
It's a simple question. I know all your movies have a lot of energy to them. And I was just wondering what you personally favor the most, if any,
Of my films? I don't really have a favorite. For filmmakers, it's hard to divorce the movie from the experience of making the movie. And you know when you often, you hear, everybody had such a good time making it, you see it, it's this bullshit. I mean, I've worked on over 100 feature films that were not mine. I mean, I've done lots of jobs, and I've been on shows that were just fucking nightmares. Everyone hated each other, it was terrible, it was unpleasant, and the movie was great. And I've worked on shows that were like love affairs, and you know, it was like fabulous, the movie sucked. But I've also worked on a lot of movies where we had fun. Animal House was really fun, and the movie turned out okay. And I loved making Three Amigos because it was a Western. And I love Westerns and riding around. And I loved making Innocent Blood because I got to work with Tom Savini, who's homosexual. And I didn't know that. But I'll tell you, Pittsburgh, you live there, right? The coldest fucking place in the world. Making that movie, oh yeah, we had these moon boots. We had this stuff that was made for the guys doing the Alaska pipeline. Because it was, I can't tell you how, and Ann Perio, the girl who played the, she was like naked running around. And if you ever see that movie, there's no fake snow, and no fake anything. That's all real and so fucking cold. And we were supposed to shoot 11 weeks of night, but the weather was so bad it became 14 weeks of night. Because when there's sleet, you can't shoot. You know, it just, oh, I hated it. But it's a lovely city if you're a zombie, I guess. I don't know. Anything else?
It's kind of a follow to this. Is there, of all the movies that you made, was there one that while you were making it, you thought the end result with theater goers was going to be a lot different, where you said this movie is going to take off, or this movie is going to tank?
I don't think like that.
You know, you just think about getting the work done. And
well, you just want to make. I want to make a movie I'd like to see.
Right.
And you can't. You know, people go, "Did you know that? You know, whatever it's going to be." So it's like, no. If I knew that, I'd be like, you know, Spielberg, but even he fucks up a lot, so there you go. So, you know, I'm in 1941, so watch your mouth. That's a terrible movie, but it looks great. It does. My wife designed the costumes for that thing, yeah. There's a motorcycle messenger that comes up in front of the theater that's playing Dumbo with a message from Warren Oates, from Warren Oates to Robert Stack, and then Belushi takes my motorcycle. He says, "Look, a baby wolf." And then I go in and watch Dumbo. And I actually shaved my beard, I had very long hair, and cut my hair, and then, because I had Steve later in the Blues Brothers, because I was going to get back at him, and my wife, who designed both pictures, in 1941, I was just covered in shit. I mean, they just kept throwing mud and dirt on me. So I thought, so in the Blues Brothers, you know, Spielberg shows up, he's like, looks fine, he looks great, in fact. I said to my wife, what? She goes, he's an employer.
Now you were also...
And she did Raiders of the Lost Ark, so it worked.
You also cleaned up real nice, cut your hair and everything in Animal House, right? You were in the cafeteria scene, were you?
Well, yeah, but that's not in the movie.
In the golf ball.
Yeah, but that's not in the movie.
It's not in the movie?
No, that's, when I cut Animal House together, it was like 120 minutes. And you know, truthfully, all the great comedies, the really great comedies, are old and short. Shorter the better. You know, like Laurel and Hardy and Buster Keaton. I mean, when they used to make double features, the great W.C. Fields and stuff, those things are always like 75, 80 minutes. And so when my movie was 120, 35, 40, I went, oh shit. So I cut me out first, and then I cut out Sonny Johnson, who was sad. It was a good scene. And I couldn't figure out what else to cut. And I was really worried. I said, well, I'll learn in the preview. And the preview was like amazing. So I thought, okay, I still think the movie's too long. I think every movie's too long.
Next question, up here.
Hi. You have quite a resume behind you, and I was just wondering if, is there something special that you're looking to do in the future? And in conjunction with that, has this economic debacle that we're in, is it making it harder for you to do things that you want to do?
Well, it's always been hard to do things that I want to do. Always. It was easier when the studios were still run by the so-called moguls. I mean, when Lou Wasserman sold Universal to the Japanese, I realize now that was the beginning of the end. Now that all the studios are just big, you know, tiny little divisions of huge multinational corporations, and they're not interested in making good movies at all, or taking risk at all. I mean, I look back on the movies I've made, a number of them would never get made now. So I was lucky to come along in the 70s. In terms of movies, I tend to like things that are outre. And if you want to be subversive or you want to make something unusual, you have to fool them. That's one of the reasons why exploitation is always made. You know what exploitation is? That's something that you can exploit. It's either a monster or gore or nudity. There's something you can explosions. Something like Michael Bay. What's happened? What's happened now is Spielberg and Lucas's big influence that people don't understand. It wasn't the summer blockbuster. It was for the first time B movies were made with 8 budgets. And now they're making, you know, $200 million crap, you know what I mean? But it's about branding and marketing. It's a very different business. And everyone's scared to death because nobody knows what the fuck is going on with platforms. There's a whole generation now that, you know, when they started downloading stuff onto their iPhones and things, Thriller, the thing I made with Michael, they had over like 1.6 million people paid to download it to watch it this big. And for me, it was depressing as shit. For Sony, they were pretty happy, but it's just bizarre to me that you can watch something that big. It's like a movie is meant to be seen big in a theater with other people. And now more and more people are downloading. It's okay, I mean, it's all evolving and we'll all figure it out eventually, but I don't believe anything will replace the theatrical experience, because nothing has. I mean, and forget 3D and all that shit, everything's phased. But have you guys ever seen Lawrence of Arabia properly? Or 2001, or, you know, I mean, you forget it. You gotta be in a big house, big. And also it's communal. It's really communal. It's, you know, the image of primitive man huddled around the campfire as someone's telling a story, you know. It's exactly the same. I mean, when you sit in a big theater, you might be, you know, you smell better, but the truth is you're huddling around the light source being told a story. And I'm telling you right now, if you like movies, a scary movie is scarier the more people you see it with. A funny movie's funnier. A sad movie's sadder. I mean, it's a group, it's a communal thing. So I'm not worried about the future of the film. I'm not worried about the future of the cinema. I'm worried about the business. But with digital cameras and now everybody can make pictures. So I mean, there'll be good movies.